Alright, so just for shits and giggles, let's entertain this idea. Now, let's entertain this idea for if DC decided to do another animated film, if DC Animation decided to do another animated movie adapting another classic Batman story. Well, this one's more of a retelling of a story, if anything else. And I'm, but after, watching Batman the Killing Joke, the animated film, I don't know, but let's entertain that this is a good idea. Let's entertain that we actually get some good people on here, and this movie is actually set up to be something cool. It has the right people behind it. Then again, we thought we had the right people behind Killing Joke, but let's entertain if we had a chance to do this. And this is kind of my idea of how I would do an animated adaptation of Batman the Man Who Laughs. Yeah, this is just all hypothetical. Let's have a little theory here. Let's have a little fun here. That's kind of what this video boils down to. Let's have a little fun here. And yeah, as I said, this is more or less my idea of how I would do an animated movie adaptation of Batman the Man Who Laughs. Now, for those who don't know what Batman the Man Who Laughs is about, Batman the Man Who Laughs is a retelling of the first time Batman and Joker encountered one another. It's also supposed to also tie in to Frank Miller's Batman Year One. This was written by Ed Brubaker and artwork done by Doug Mahnke. And yeah, this is a short story that's it's pretty cool. The artwork by Doug Mahnke is really interesting. I really dig the story that Ed Brubaker sets up between Batman and Joker's first encounter with one another. It's very dark, and it does fit in line with what Miller wanted to, Miller's Year One story. So yeah, let's entertain this idea of let's say I got a chance to make my own animated film, and I'm doing an animated film of Batman the Man Who Laughs. Now, obviously, Batman the Man Who Laughs is not a long story. It's not a very long story. And you may be thinking, well, what would you do to add in time? Here's what I'd like to do. Rather than do a 30-minute pointless, does-nothing bullshit story with a character, I'd like to add in scenes that mean something to the story. Throughout the beginning of the story, we do follow Gordon and his views on how the world is changing. Not only because of what Batman's appearance, but also, with what he thinks is this new serial killer in Gotham is all about. But also, he talks about, the world changing because now they've heard about the Flash and Superman, and the world is just changing all around. It's not just Batman in Gotham, it's all over the world. The world itself is very much changing. So I'd like to do scenes, because we don't see this in this story, but I'd like to do minor scenes of Gordon's view on, the ever-changing world and, his place in it, because now it's no longer a place of cops and robbers. It's more of a place of, hey, it's now a world of gods, literally. He's now, him and everyone pretty much in the precinct in Gotham are like, now we live in a new age where it's not just simply, bad guys with guns or good guys with guns. It's now a world where we live in a world where a man can fly and be bulletproof, and also we have another guy who can run at the speeds of light, and a woman who is claiming to be, an emissary of an island of women, more or less. So I'd like to do, as a subplot. I don't want to make it like as a forefront, but like a subplot whenever we're away from the main plot with Joker and Batman is like that. Gordon's kind of coming to grips with this, where him and his wife are kind of dealing in a world where they're in a world of gods now. It's a bold and brave new world, one might say. I'd also like to, do minor scenes between Gordon and Gordon and Barbara, his wife, at marriage counseling. I wouldn't make that a main focus, but maybe one or two scenes where they're still trying to, after, of course, since this ties in with Year One, he would still be at marriage counseling after, cheating on her with Sarah Essen. So I would like to do maybe one or two scenes where him and Barbara are trying to, still patch things up for the baby's sake, and, come together towards the end. Again, I don't want to make this a main plot, but as a subplot, because it's always cool to do stuff with Gordon. It's always cool to do something with Jim Gordon, really. Yeah, that's kind of what I would do to not allot the time and not make it like a pointless plot, at the front that has nothing to do with the story. But something that goes on the subplot while Batman is searching for the Joker. The other thing, and this might be odd to say, but I don't think I would have Batman and Joker. Excuse me. Yeah, of course I have Batman and Joker in here. Duh. I wouldn't have Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill in this story. I don't think I would have them in the as the voice actors for this. Not because I'm bored with them. It's just that I don't. As much I love. You can't deny that Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are like the definitive voices for Batman and Joker. The thing is that this is supposed to be early on in their both respective careers, and plus it never hurts to have new blood in here. Now, as to who I would get to voice them, I would say Troy Baker, but the thing is, Troy Baker is more or less he's playing Mark Hamill again, and I don't want someone who sounds like Mark Hamill in this. I wouldn't have someone who sounds like Mark Hamill, or if that would have been the case, I would have just gotten Mark Hamill. That kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? I want someone who can pull off that kind of creepiness, that kind of like cold psychotic nature that the Joker has. Don't know who I would cast. I suck at casting, and this also goes for Batman. But it would be I would go for someone younger and a little darker. Maybe not so much younger for Batman. Maybe someone a little different. This might sound a little interesting, but I've always had in my head who would be a great voice for Batman is Miguel Ferreira, who most of you guys would know from. What was it? NCIS Los Angeles. He plays a character on there, and he's done a lot of crime drama shows. And he's actually voiced in the DC shows now and again. But I think he has like the perfect voice for Batman. I think he has a great voice for Batman, and I think he would just be. I think he would be a great voice. Miguel Ferreira would be a great voice for Batman in here. For Joker, I don't know. This is gonna sound really interesting, but again, stay with me because I suck at fan casting. But I would cast Jason Ritter as the Joker. I know, it's super weird. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Jason Ritter would probably be better off as a Riddler if I ever do something with I'm talking as if I actually had power over this. Yeah, but I feel like now that I think about it, he wouldn't be Joker. I think he'd be better off suited as Riddler. Or Robin, really. But neither of those people are in here, so it wouldn't really matter, so why am I even bringing this up? Shut up, Zella, you're digging the hole deeper. Anyway, again, I don't know who could play Joker. Steve Blum might be interesting, but he played Joker in the Lego Batman games. But I don't know, like, if you listen to his Green Goblin in Spectacular Spider-Man, then you can see where I'm coming from of him voicing Joker. Like I think he would, if he can do the Goblin voice again, I think it would be really cool to see him voice Joker again. In something more darker and serious than something a little more less ridiculous, more or less. For Gordon, well, we can't get Bryan Cranston again because he voiced him in year one. He voiced Gordon in year one, but I don't know who I would get for Gordon. Again, I really suck at voice casting, so yeah. But yeah, I don't think I would stray too far away from the story. I think Doug Mahnke's artwork is close enough you can copy. But again, whenever they try to emulate, when they try to copy artwork, it always just comes out bad. So keep that in mind. But yeah, this is just, all in all, I think I would like to stay true to the story, but I would like to add moments with Gordon and even Batman himself questioning, did me coming out of the shadows as Batman draw this thing out, and is there more to come? And I think I would actually, I don't know, like I'm kind of contemplating on this, if I would or not. Again, we're entertaining the idea of me doing this, entertaining if I actually had any control in the DC animated films, which I have none whatsoever, as you may have already suspected. Maybe I would have Hugo, since Arkham Asylum in the story, Arkham Asylum is being reopened, and in the end of the story, Joker is the first patient. I think it would be interesting to have at least Hugo Strange in here and have a minor subplot with, Batman going to maybe Hugo Strange or someone else in Arkham to kind of be like, how do I deal with this man? And then we kind of have Hugo Strange with his whole, obsession with Batman. I don't know. Anyway, again, I'm just here, having a lot of fun. I just wanted to entertain and have a lot of fun here, so you guys tell me, if you could have any, if you could animate any Batman story and make it, okay, I'm tripping over my words, let me start again. If you had any power to do a DC animated movie on Batman or anyone else, like Justice League or Superman, what would you do, and how would you, if you feel like the story isn't long enough, how would you get the time longer, and who would you get the voice casting, all that good stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to do a vid for fun, but you guys comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this very interesting vid, and I will see you guys later.